In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use templates and conditions inside of the Bricks Builder on WordPress. Hey everyone, this is part of the Bricks Builder series. If you guys are interested in learning how to use this page builder on WordPress, be sure to check out my playlist. I have tons of videos like theme styles, a little walkthrough of what Bricks is, and also I'm going to be sharing with you guys my full work process of how I take a Figma design and actually create it inside of the Bricks Builder on WordPress. So stay tuned for that, but I'm really excited to share with you guys today what exactly templates are inside of Bricks. This is such a powerful tool to save you time, but also to make sure the website looks consistent. Really helpful to have templates for headers and footers and call to action sections, maybe an email list section, and setting them up's a little bit different on Bricks. So I wanted to walk you guys through how exactly to do this. Okay, so I just launched my client's site using Bricks. I'm so excited about it, but let's go over here to the dashboard and I'm gonna share with you guys where to find the templates. So inside of Bricks here, we're gonna see all of these settings and we're gonna wanna click on templates, and we'll actually see all the templates I set up for my client, including the header, including the footer, including call to action sections, post sections, and pages. There's so many ways that you can set up your templates. So I first want to go up here to add new template. Let's click out of all this because I don't need that right now. Let's click up here to add new template. And in here, I'm just going to write test because we're going to work out of this one, but it's not really something I need right now. And you'll see this big button, edit with Bricks. But what I really want to share with you guys is over here in select template type, we're going to see header, footer, single, all of these different options. So header, footer is pretty self-explanatory. That's going to be your navigation and your footer area. We don't want to have more than one header template. It's going to cause probably some issues unless we set up those conditions, which I'm going to share with you. But we also have single. This means a single post template, a single page template. This is probably one that you might use commonly, especially if you're going to have a page that maybe the client will need to update in the future, like a testimonial page or a blog page. Maybe they're gonna have different blog pages. Like this client, for example, had a recipes page and a normal blog page. So there's lots of things that you can do to really get customized inside of here. But single is a really helpful one. Section is like those call to action sections, email list sections. That's also a very helpful tool to have. Pop-up, I don't really use this often, but it's kind of self-explanatory as well. Archive, this one is important if you're going to be doing a lot of search bars, blogs, things that are going to require an archive page, then you might want to set that up as well. Search results, similar to what I just said, and then an error page. So an 404 page, or if someone's searching for something and they can't find it, or you want to have that set up so it doesn't go to an undesigned page. So these are all the template types. I think it's really helpful to have all this inside of Bricks. So those are all of the template types. I think it's very helpful to see inside of Bricks. You'll also see down here template tags. So if you're gonna have a template group of things like blog pages or doctor bio pages, I'm thinking of those examples because that's what I did for this client. You can tag them to keep things organized. You can do a template bundle, whatever your ideas are for that. There's so many options, but I'm gonna share with you guys how to set up a test template, and then let's just build a section. So let's go to edit with Bricks here. Okay, so once this is loaded up, you'll see we have our left-hand side, our right-hand side with the structure. If you guys aren't used to this whole layout yet, be sure to go back to my first video of this series where I walk you through the different panels and things to know. But inside of here, we're gonna see we have our header and footer template already applied to the page, and we can just start designing what we want our section to look like. So we're always gonna wanna start with section here, which is gonna add our container, and then let's add a block underneath that right here. And then let me click back into section, and I'm thinking for the call to action section, it would be nice to have a background color here. So let's go to content, go to background area here, and let's just select one of our colors, like green. That's perfect. And then we can also add some padding to the section if we want. I already have some standard padding set up in here, but if this call to action layout is going to be a little bit different, or template's going to be different, we can always change that up, add a little bit more. Okay, and so inside the block, I'm just gonna add a heading text here like that. And let's just go in here and we can just kind of customize that if we want it to be a different color. And then we also want it centered, so we can do that in our layout area. Perfect. And I'm just gonna type call to action test so that we know what we're working with here. Okay, so this is like kind of just a simple little tutorial on how to actually design inside of your template. However, when it comes time to apply this to your website or page or wherever you want this to show up, what we're gonna wanna do is go up here into our settings, template settings, and conditions. So conditions are where you're going to be able to tell the website where to display this. So let's go to add condition. And we can decide, do we want this across the entire website? So I feel like you guys might run into a situation where maybe you'll create like a footer, an additional footer that has like an Instagram feed or an email list sign up. Then we would want that to probably go across the whole website. So let's just click that. And then you can actually exclude that. Now, if you did not want this call to action section, let's say on an error page, or let me just click into add conditions, or maybe you don't want it on the blog pages, wherever you don't want it, you can actually just click in here and say like post type, or let's say, yeah, we can do post type and post. Maybe we don't want it on there. And then we're just gonna click that toggle for exclude. We don't want this to show on any of those pages that have posts on it. So there's really nice ways to customize your website to be exactly how you want it to look. And conditions are where you can apply these templates. So it's very important to know how to make the template, but also how to actually have that template show up, because I think sometimes I know for myself, I stopped at the template creation and I'm like, why isn't this showing up? It's really important to set up your conditions. So that is what I want to share with you guys with this. Now, if you are designing a page and you like love a section you created and you want to save it as a template as you're designing, there's also a way to do that. Okay, so let's go to our website, and there's so many sections on this site that I love. I think it's so pretty. I'm so excited about it. But if I go to, let's say, our approach page, and we have our FAQ section here, I think I already have this saved as a component, so that might not be an example I can really use for this. But let's say we want to add the common conditions section to more than one page. So I'm just gonna go to edit with bricks here, and I'm going to scroll down to that section right here. And let's make sure that we're actually clicked into the container. I don't wanna just save one part of it. I want the whole container to be saved as a template. So I have that clicked here. What I could do, super easy, you just right click, and let me just drag this over, and then you can save as template right here. Once you do that, you can actually rename it so it's easy for you to remember, like split content or common conditions template, whatever you want to save it as. If you want the image to stay when you're importing that template into another page, you're going to want to make sure import image is selected. You can replace content. I usually don't do that either. But template type, this is similar to on the template pages of how you set that up. You would just go in here, and we would probably just save this as a section because that's really what it is. But if you wanted to save like the entire thing, then you could do it as single and save it as a whole page. So there's tons of ways to save this as you're designing, because I know sometimes that's like an easier workflow. So I love that Bricks allows you to do that. You can also view this as a grid or list. I'm gonna just click out of here so you can see all the templates I have already. So yeah, we could view it as a list, you view it as a grid, however you prefer. And then there's actually settings inside of Bricks to change up how you want your templates displayed on the front end and the back end. So if I go over here to our settings, templates, we can actually add the screenshots of our templates. So let me just turn that on real quick so I can show you guys. So if I go to visit site, and let's go, actually, let me just go back here, Bricks templates. Yeah, so we won't see that thumbnail in here because I didn't turn that setting on. But if I go back to our website, this might just be easy, especially for your clients if they are going to be editing their site and they want to see the templates that you've saved for them. You can just go to edit with bricks, go up here to templates, and it looks like we might not have actually created those screenshots. So if we did generate screenshots, which if I click on this, it probably will do it for me actually. Yeah, there we go. So once we have those screenshots generated, then you can see how easy it is to be like, oh, okay, header hero image is that, super easy to reference. So I think that's nice. I really think it might be helpful for clients to have when they are working on their own sites. So then we can just always go back to lists. If you're getting annoyed at the images, you can just click on. But yeah, really nice way to have a visual of what you've created. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys about templates and conditions inside of Bricks. I know this was a quick, short tutorial, but that's how I want it to be in this series. I want you guys to get a feel for Bricks, how to use it, what's the most important. I don't use templates for everything across my site, but for headers, for footers, for call to action sections, for sections that you're gonna be using a lot and pages that you might wanna repeat, really, really helpful tool. And conditions just make it easy to not have it apply to everything, but just exactly where you want it. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if it was by giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to my channel down below. That would mean so much to me. But I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Let me know if you are, and I will see you in my next one.